How are you?
Pretty good. What do we got here?
So this is I think the first print Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic.
Ninja Turtles?
So you're talking the very first Ninja Turtles?
I'm pretty sure this is the one I had when I was a kid. My mom kept it, so this is the very first one.
84 is when it came out. Who was your favorite Ninja Turtle?
There was Raphael, Michelangelo.
You know who you remind me of? Master Splinter.
He was like the rat ninja boss teacher.
Yeah, just like you. The rat ninja boss teacher.
So I'm here at the pawn shop today to sell my first edition Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles signed by Kevin Eastman. This book is very special to me because it really was the book that got me into comic books, and then having it signed by Kevin Eastman makes it even more special. I'm hoping to sell it for around $60,000.
I love the Ninja Turtles. This comic book was created as just a standalone comic. It wasn't ever supposed to have multiple storylines. And they only made like a few thousand of these, and it did so well immediately they released another 3,000. And then in 1986, they started working out a deal to create a cartoon series, and then...
They had movies and everything, too,
and
right?
then, yeah, they had tons and tons of movies.
So you had it signed, or...?
My mom got it signed. Kevin Eastman drew on it and signed it, so it's got to be him. I can't think of anyone else that would sign this book.
Yeah, because no one in the history has ever forged a signature for their kid.
Well, yeah, I sort of guilty of that myself. Well, it looks pretty cool. I don't want to finger it all up because with comics, it's all about the grade. Okay, so tell me, how much you want for it?
Well, I saw somewhere that one of these went for $50,000.
Okay. So how much do you want for it?
$60,000?
So more than they went for.
This is signed, though.
Okay. I know there's big money here if it's a first edition and it's in great shape. You know, I don't know what a signature looks like.
I mean, looks like a Ninja Turtle.
I know someone who will definitely know about this.
Okay.
I am going to go call him and see if I can get a hold of him to come down here and take a look at it.
Okay.
All right?
I'm gonna go look for some pizza while you're gone.
Help customers. You know what? Pizza does sound kind of good. Like I said, I've met this guy a couple times. He was gracious enough to come down. Kevin Eastman.
Hey, Chumley.
Pleasure to meet you.
I'm sorry you're friends with Rick.
Let me get around there.
Hey. Oh, nice to meet you. I love your work.
Thanks. Is this your work?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
fantastic. Wow.
So I've heard the stories, but I might as well hear it from the horse's mouth. How did this comic actually come about?
It really came out of a complete joke. Both Peter Laird and myself wanted to be Jack Kirby when we grew up. We wanted to write and draw comic books for a living. I was a huge fan of Bruce Lee, and I figured if Bruce Lee was an animal, what would be the stupidest animal? I had this idea, did this sketch, turtle in a kung fu pose, mask on, nunchuck strapped to his arm, and I put it on Pete's desk and I said, this is gonna be the next big thing. He got a laugh. I drew 4 turtles, each with different weapons, and we said, this is the dumbest thing we've ever seen. We borrowed money from our uncle. We had enough money to print 3,000 copies. We figured maybe if we sold a couple hundred, we could pay him back at least something.
Okay, so how'd you first sell it? I mean, you put it in comic book stores?
Pete had this idea. He said, let's put out a news story that says, we've arrived. And I said, that's stupid. Nobody's going to buy into this. And he put it out, and the AP picked it up, and pretty much all over the country, they started doing news articles about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So we sold out that first press run in, what, 2 weeks?
Okay.
We made enough money from that issue to pay our rent, eat all the macaroni and cheese we want, and draw on comic books full time. So we had become Jack Kirby by summer of 1985.
Turtle power.
Turtle power.
All right. So the big question is this a first printing?
Yes, it's definitely first printing.
So what's the difference between the first printing and the second printing?
The second printing was a little bit lighter, more of a pinkish tone to it. So I definitely know this is a first printing just because of the deep, rich redness of it. So my signature is undeniable because ever since the very, very beginning, I always wanted to make it different than anybody else, the way they were signing the comics. So I added a turtle head on each one. So this is definitely my signature.
All right. Do you know what these things go for?
I've seen them range, all over the map price-wise.
You have no idea what it's worth?
No idea what it's worth. So.
All right. But it's legit. That's your signature.
Yes, 100%.
Okay, at least we know that, and we'll figure out a price later. We'll have lunch soon, dude. I'll call somebody up, and we'll get this figured out.
Look forward to it. Thanks, guys. See ya.
All right. Sorry to do this to you, but when we're talking a lot of money, I sometimes have a lot of people look at things. Let me call one more guy and have him take a look at it.
All right.
I'm sure this guy can figure out a price on it, so give me like 15 minutes.
Okay. I'm really excited to see what the experts say. Knowing that Kevin said it was a first edition and that it was his signature, I'm hoping maybe I can make a little bit more than what I was coming in for.
So, what we got here?
A first edition, first printing, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, signed by Kevin Eastman.
You had this when you were a kid?
When I was a kid, yeah. It's my original comic book.
I was there when this book came out. I laughed at this book. I didn't care about this book. I didn't buy it. It became the biggest thing in the world. There was only 3,000 of these things printed. Just for some context, X-Men, 300,000 print run. Spidey, 250,000 print run.
So it's super rare then.
It is, but what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to take a look at it first. Let's have a look at the condition of this book. You got one little tiny ding there. And then, oh, what do we have here? A couple of little, is that like a light stain? Now, if you're aware of grading, it's usually like an 8.0, which is called a VF, which is a very fine. From what I can see, this is an 9.4. So this is a special book. I don't know how you kept it in this condition for so long. I don't know if you had it in some weird room floating in the air. You did a great job. Now, you want the good news? They can press that little floor out.
Oh, wow.
There's a possibility that you can get this book to a 9.6.
Oh, wow.
Okay?
Okay.
So we need to take that into consideration.
So what's it worth?
A 9.4 straight right now, 11K.
And that's including his signature?
Yes, that's including the signature.
Okay.
So how much more would this bring if it was a 9.6?
We're talking minimum $20,000.
Okay.
But in current condition, retail value 11,000.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks, man.
All
Appreciate
right,
it.
thank you very much. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, it'll retail for 11. I mean, I'll give you 8 grand for it.
I mean, obviously I wanted to go 60. I mean, would you go like 30? The chance that it can still
No.
go to 20. Well, I guess.
Maybe that makes zero economic sense.
All right, what about 15? There's a chance you could make 20 off of it.
Yeah, no. I'm a businessman, not a gambler.
You know what, I think I'll just try to get it pressed and see what it comes back and then kind of go from there.
Okay, but if you change your mind, 8,000.
All right, thanks. I'm really shocked that it came down so low. So what I'll probably do is get it pressed and then just hold on to it, and hopefully it'll go up to what it's really valued at.
Hey, how you doing?
Chumley, how are you, man?
I'm good. Have you met
Good to see
Steve?
you.
Man, good
Hey,
to see you.
Steve.
How are you?
Someone brought in an awesome Star Wars comic signed by the cast of the original movie. And Steve said the autographs alone are worth more than $3 grand. The comic itself could be worth even more. So I called Paul down to come check it out.
Oh, wow, Star Wars 3.
Yes, this is her
All right.
comic.
All right.
So I've had Steve come and take a look at these autographs. He's
Hamill, Fisher, and Ford.
Yeah, no doubt they're real. It's, really fantastic piece.
Ballpoint pen all together. Nice. All right, now, in '77, Marvel was trying to do a price increase, so they increased in select areas from 30 cents to 35 cents. So if you find a 1 through 4 with a 35-cent price variant, the value just goes insane.
Is there just not as many of...
Now they're rare, they're hard to find, especially on the Star Wars 1 through 4. This is a regular 30 cent, and first I really ought to make sure it's whole. It should be 8 pages to the centerfold, then 8 after. It's a nice shape. No tears, no creases.
Okay.
And good news is it's complete.
Awesome.
I think it's about a 9.4, so near mint comic itself without the signatures would be worth about $50.
But if it was a 35-cent comic, it would be...
Like $3,000.
And what's the difference in them? Is there any...
A 5 right
Just
there.
that's it?
Yeah,
Oh, man.
sorry.
Breaking my heart.
Someone get me a marker.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think I've heard everything I need to know.
You
Thank
got
you.
it anytime.
Nice to see you. Good luck. Take care.
Thank you.
Well, based on what Paul said about the comic book, it really doesn't change the value too much.
Thank you.
You got it.
He said it was about a $50 comic book, but still, really, your whole value there is for the signatures. And that's kind of what makes it so special.
Well, you said you wanted $4,000 and you were trying to sell it for a dress. Honestly, I'm not going to be able to get you up to that $4,000.
What about 3.5?
It's just, that's more than it's worth. Those guys are really good at what they do, though, and I'm sure it is worth $3, so. Would you take $1,500 for it?
I'm not dropping below 3. I kind of want what it's worth out of it. I really want that dress.
I don't see myself paying any more than $1,500 for it. Maybe try out a couple comic stores because I think you deserve your dress more than you deserve this Star Wars comic.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, well, thanks for bringing it in.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too. I'm positive I can get more out of it somewhere else. But if my dad's friend had spent 35 cents rather than 30 on it, I would have gotten an extra $3,000 off of it. Life sucks.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Pretty good.
What do you have here?
I have a autographed book signed by 41 comic book artists.
Do you mind if I go ahead and take a look through it?
Not at all, please do.
Oh, Bugs Bunny. Wanted, the Wabbit. I'll get that wascal.
I'm here today to sell my autographed book signed by 41 comic book artists. I'm looking to get $2,000. The lowest I will go is $1,000. If I sell the book, I will use the money to help get books for my daughter that's going away to college.
This is a pretty cool book. Oh, look, it's Captain America. Jack Kirby, artist of Captain America and so many other things. This is a guy who worked in Marvel Comics with Stan Lee for years, developing these characters that Stan Lee would make stories to, and you know, he was a big part in developing the whole Marvel era of superheroes, but he didn't feel like he got the respect, recognition he wanted. So he left Marvel and started drawing comics for DC. This is pretty cool because this is dated to '76. This was after he left Marvel. But here he is drawing Marvel comics. This shows you just how much he enjoyed that time creating these characters.
Love you have.
Any other cool autographs in here?
Yeah, we have Joe Shuster.
Yeah, the original artist of Superman. Kind of sad he sold his portion of Superman for like just a few bucks. Because, I mean, all the comics that continue to come out today, the movie chain. I don't know about you, but Superman is my very favorite. All right, who's this Catherine lady?
She was the owner of the book from the estate sale. From what I was told, went to every Comic-Con trade show in San Diego from the time it started back in the late 70s.
So, what kind of money are you looking to get for it?
Well, from some of the research I did, I was thinking $2,000 would be a fair price to start with.
You know what? $2,000 is a lot of money to put out on a book of autographs. You do have some really cool stuff here, and a lot of the important autographs have a picture to go with them. This is kind of different than what I'm used to. I'd like to have someone come down and take a look at this.
Okay.
I'm gonna go call my friend Steve. He basically will be able to tell if the autographs are real.
Sounds good. Thank you. I feel great that someone's going to come in that's knowledgeable in autographs so that we can get a complete authenticity of the book.
So, check it out. This is pretty freaking cool. It's got a bunch of comic book artists in here. Most of them signed their name and drew a little picture.
Nice. You know, artists always have done shows or different kind of comic conventions. They've been doing it for years. It's gotten more rare, though. And the thing that's great to me is that they've also added the artwork on it. These guys just don't do that. Stuff like this doesn't come around that often. So your concerns here?
My main concern is, did Catherine just do this herself to impress all her friends?
The first thing I want to do is take a look at kind of what we're dealing with in terms of the signatures themselves. You know, proxy signers, secretarial, someone that would sign for them occasionally from time to time. Joe Shuster. Sure. This is one of the most famous ones, and this is one that I see pretty often here. Joe had this wonderful signature, and you know, he was always proud to put this on here. But I see literally the same thing here again. Why don't you show me a couple more of the highlights?
Oh, there you go.
Okay, and this is something obviously that's pretty big. You get a nice sketch in there too with it. Jack Kirby literally had the same type of signature throughout the years. We see this again. Love the way he comes here, flows right through his name, every letter, and look how he just spells that straight out. You have some great artwork in here. You have some great names.
So, everything's made out to Catherine. How does that affect the value?
Let's say Jack Kirby was still alive, okay? He's passed away, or Joe Shuster. It would probably be worth less, but the fact is that so many of these guys have been deceased for so long, it kind of outweighs that.
All right, I guess I kind of need an overall value of the book.
Well, you know, just based on some of the highlights I've seen, your value's right at about $2,000.
Okay. Thanks for coming out.
Good to see you, man. Yep, thanks. Good luck.
Thank you.
Yep. The great thing about this book is it appeals to so many different collectors. The market just seems to keep growing and growing. People are more interested than they've ever been in this stuff before.
Well, unfortunately, to make money, I'm gonna have to cut this book up and sell it piece by piece individually.
We can cut it together. I do have scissors with me.
I don't think I'm gonna use scissors to cut this. So, I'd like to get it for 500.
Yeah. I couldn't do 500. I think the lowest I could walk out of here without the book would be 900.
I could do 8. Like, comfortably, I could do 8.
I can do 8.
All right, it's a deal.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Go ahead and just meet me right over here.
Alrighty. I think the value of $2,000 was fair, but $800 is still a super deal.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you guys?
Good.
What I have,
You got something to sell, obviously.
yeah, this is the last page of the last Rocky and Bullwinkle comic book ever produced. And I have the book to go with it.
Oh, sweet. This was a great cartoon when I was a kid, which was a long, long time ago. As a matter of fact, when I was a kid, there were already reruns. I think the cartoon only lasted like 63.
Don't say that because I saw the originals. I came down to the pawn shop today to sell the last page of the last Bullwinkle and Rocky comic book that was ever produced. I have Flash, I have Spider-Man, I have Superman. So this one just didn't fit really into the collection. I'm asking $1,100 for it, but realistically, I'd probably take somewhere between $500 and $600.
Rocket J. Squirrel, nicknamed Rocky, was the little brainiac, and then you had Bullwinkle, who was a complete idiot. But for some reason, Bullwinkle always saved the day.
Sounds about right. What's this old villain guy's name?
That's Boris and that's Natasha. They were evil. They had Russian accents. And these kids would watch this thing, and they had no idea that the Cold War was going on with the Russians, and we always put the Russians in a bad light. The Rocky and Bullwinkle show debuted in 1959 and was originally called Rocky and His Friends. And even though they're not as popular as Looney Tunes or Hanna-Barbera, they're still relevant. I mean, they inspired The Simpsons. Moose and Squirrel did it to us again. Lambaski.
You can make anything sound boring.
Do you want to read it?
I'm just saying, use a little punctuation in there.
It's comics, and they don't punctuate well. Okay, I'll do it this way. Moose and Squirrel did it to us again, Lambaski.
That was fun.
Okay? What do we do now?
No.
But anyway, I think it's cool. How much you want for it?
You could probably get $2,500 for it.
Really? You really
Yeah.
think that?
Oh, yeah.
It's just not gonna work, Boris. I will give you $500.
Got to quote a line here from the book. What's the matter, you? About $750.
It's not a really quick sell. Okay?
But
It's not something that you can just hang in your living room. It's something that goes in a kid's room or something like that.
Come on, a little bit better, 600. We're really close here.
You'll take 500.
600.
You'll take 500.
No, 600.
Don't you think I'll take $500?
I think 500 is fair.
It's Rocky and Bullwinkle. It's not Spider-Man. It's not Batman.
550. You can do that.
You want 5 1/4? You got 5 1/4.
Deal.
All right. All right. You want to write this up, chum?
Yeah, come on.
He's a really tough negotiator. And, you know, I think in a perfect world, it's worth what I was asking, but I made $525 for a piece of artwork that I spent $20 for, so not too bad.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good. What can I help you with?
Brought in this comic, thought you might be interested in. It's Punch Comics number 12, and it is one of the most difficult books to actually find.
All right, 5.5. It's not exactly a good grade.
It's a fantastic grade for that comic. I'm at the pawn shop today trying to sell my Punch Comics number 12. So this comic is one of the hardest comics to find, especially in good condition. This is one of the most iconic covers of the Golden Age. I bought the book a couple of years ago at what I thought was a great market price. The market has matured, so I'm ready to sell it. I'm hoping to get $75,000 for my Punch Comics number 12.
This is interesting. Punch comics were made in the early 1940s. This is in the golden age of comics, you know, 1938 to about 1956, I think. This isn't your typical comic like Superman that everyone knows of. But I do know that these comics
aren't really collected for what was inside. They're more collected for their awesome cover work, because this would have been before the time where they started censoring comics. Just looking at this comic book right here, it's got a lot of shock value to it. More suitable for adults.
I would agree.
So tell me about this comic here.
This one in particular is just incredibly difficult to find. The print runs from the Golden Age, even though they were huge when they were printed, they're minuscule now. There are probably less than 50 copies of this known to exist, and even though it's currently graded at a 5.5, I personally feel like it's undergraded. There are a couple of corner issues that are probably the biggest detractors of the grade. However, you can see that it's really not in that terrible of condition.
So what are you looking to do with this?
So I'd like to sell it.
And how much would you like to get?
I'd like to get $75,000 for it.
All right, well, that's a lot of money for a comic no one's ever heard of. I would imagine, you know, if this was a Spider-Man 1 or something like that, I'd probably be jumping to pay that for it. I do know these Golden Era comics can go for a lot, so before I make you an offer, I want to have someone come down and take a look at it, tell me if they think it's worth $75,000 at a 5.5 grade. So do you have a little bit of time to hang out?
I do, I have time.
All right, let me go get someone down here and we'll go from there.
Sounds good. I have no concerns with the expert coming in to take a look. I'm confident in my price, and I think they will be too.
What have we got today?
Something that you don't see too often, Punch Comics. I'm sure you're familiar with it.
Well, that is quite a special book you have right there. That book is exceedingly rare. That's actually harder to find than the first appearance of Batman, the first appearance of Superman. Comic books from the Golden Age are extremely rare. Even though books were published in huge amounts, the paper drives of the Second World War destroyed millions of comics. Now, of course, this book is famous just because of the cover. It's not the first appearance of a famous character or anything like that. It's all about the cover. This book is very popular within a niche audience. There's a group of collectors out there that do collect pre-code comic books. When we talk about pre-code comic books, we're talking about censorship. And basically, the code came in 1954. Before that, there was no real censorship on product. People could draw, within reason, whatever they wanted to do. The Punch Comics number 12 is highly sought after because it has a specific, slightly scary cover of a skull. Definitely not meant for, you know, young children.
I absolutely love the cover artwork on it, but here's the big problem. It's got a 5.5 grade, and he's asking a pretty penny.
Well, that actually is quite a special book. To date, I think the highest grade ever found on that book is an 8.5. So 5.5 for that book is actually considered quite high. Do you mind if I take a look?
Yeah, please take a look.
Well, of course, the Golden Age standard of grading is slightly different. There's a lot more leeway. Look here at the cover. You've got two significant dings on the corners here. However, in the scheme of things, for a Golden Age book, that isn't that bad. From first appearance here, it does seem a book that presents very well for a 5.5.
Okay, so what kind of dollar amount would you put on this copy?
The rarity of this book is so incredible. The amount of issues out there may be under 50. I would place that book, I would put like 55,000 on it.
All right, well, I appreciate you coming down. Thanks for shedding all your knowledge on this.
Thanks, guys. What a beautiful book.
All right, well, you were asking 75. So what's your bottom dollar on it?
My bottom dollar? Honestly, I wouldn't want to accept less than about $70,000 for it. Good luck getting another copy.
How about 45,000?
Ooh, I appreciate the offer, but I just can't let it go. The opportunity cost for me is just a little too high.
Well, I couldn't let it go without making an offer either.
Thank you.
I appreciate you bringing it in.
Thanks, I appreciate it. So we weren't able to make a deal today, but I can roll with the punches. We'll try to sell it again another time.
What do we got here? Comic books ranging from the 60s to the 90s.
What can I do with it, man?
Sell them. I'm here today to sell my comic books, which my father passed on to me. I have at least 130 comic books here. They range from maybe 50 cents to $1 a piece. I should be able to get at least $130 out of all of them.
Hey, Pops, you know anything about comic books, man?
A little bit. All I know is they ain't worth nearly as much as they used to be. They used to be so hot.
Why is that?
It just, things change, you know? People don't buy comic books anymore. They're not nearly as cool as they were 15 years ago. It's just like baseball cards. People bought baseball cards, they went up to a fortune and went straight down. You know, but some of them are still worth a lot of money, okay?
Most of the first editions are worth more than anything.
It doesn't necessarily have to be #1 or one of the earlier ones. Some of the later ones can be worth money if you have a specific artist that did the artwork in them. If there's something really strange that happened in the story and everyone wants that one, those can make it be worth a lot more money. So there's a little bit of everything that makes them worth money. I'm still not a big expert on them. You know, like I always say, it's about supply and demand.
Most of them are kept in pretty good condition.
That one looks a little racy. Blazer. Widow?
It says black, dude.
Black Widow, okay. It's a really weird font, all right?
Where do you see a Z in there at all?
God, I wish I mean, you got lots of cool ones here. X-Men.
Oh, yeah, a lot of X-Men.
X-Men are always cool.
Oh, yeah.
Batman.
That's a nice one.
This looks like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle I've never seen. My understanding was the early Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were graphic and violent and all that sort of fun stuff.
Yeah.
How much you want for these things?
Close to 150 that I can get.
So would 20 bucks be close enough? No.
No.
You know, the problem with these things is they sit around, I sell one a week, and then it takes me 2 years to get rid of the damn things. I guarantee you, my dad over there will be giving them away to kids left and right. Won't you, Dad? Yeah, so I'll give you like 70 bucks for them, man.
I'll take it.
All right, write them up, son.
Get your ID on you, man?
Yep.
How you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. What can I do for you?
I am interested in selling, possibly, every printed copy of Prince's first comic book. It came out in 1991.
Pretty cool. Well, let's go crazy.
I have a complete set of Prince's comic book alter ego. I'm a huge Prince fan. I used to collect literally everything I could get my hands on, posters, albums, artwork, but that was too much, so I had to reduce my collection.
Prince was an amazing artist, one of the greatest artists ever, in my opinion.
I think so.
This guy was just very talented, you know, comes from a family of musicians, taught himself how to play the piano and the drums. He started making music in high school with his first band and then went on to sign his first record deal with Warner Brothers at 19. And then I think it was his second album that came out, and the hits that we know today started pouring out after that second album. And from that point on, he was just an icon. When it comes to music, Prince is pretty important to our time period. Have you read him before?
Yes, I've read it twice.
And what's the story about?
Basically, it's about Prince and his alter ego, which was Gemini. Prince and Gemini, as youth, were trying to figure out how to make music and how to make it powerful. Gemini went more to the dark side, whereas Prince started playing for love.
Okay, and I mean, that's kind of what Prince is known for. Sweet love music. Oh. So these are the exact same printings with just a different little SKU code right here, right?
Correct, yeah. It's the same comic book, but I have the original UPC version. This is the one that went onto the newsstand, as well as Piranha 1, 2, and 3. And I don't know of anyone who has the complete collection for sale.
How much are you looking to get?
For the complete set, I'm looking for $1,300.
Okay, I honestly have no idea, and even if I did, it would all depend on what these comics' condition were. So I'd like to call my buddy down, and he can shed some more light for me about these comics, and then with his information, I can come to a price I'd be willing to pay.
Okay.
All right, give me a few minutes.
Okay. I have no problem with an expert coming in. He can shed some light on the value of them, and I think that's going to help my sale.
Ooh, some Prince. Nice purple shirt.
I like yours as well.
Oh, how about that?
This is the Twilight Zone. So I've heard about these. I've never actually seen them. He has all 4 copies, and that's really all I know about him.
But these are really cool. I imagine that Prince and Piranha Music approached DC Comics to put out a Prince comic, and it is a Brian Bolland cover, and he is one of the best cover artists ever.
Only the best when Prince is doing it.
Yeah, exactly. It's written by Dwayne McDuffie, who was an African-American writer for DC.
Okay.
Do you mind if I open them?
Sure, go ahead.
All right, cool. Minneapolis, the long tour is over.
Yeah.
Love the motorcycle.
Of course, purple. This is a first print.
What are you looking for?
Handling defects, things that might take the grade down. It's like stress lines, this crease here. It looks like it has some water damage here. This one has a couple of indents here. They've all been read and loved, I assume.
And I'm glad I called you down, because to my eye, they look like 9s.
No, these are not quite 9s. It's a 10-point scale. The highest we ever graded one was a 9.8, which is near mint. And it sold recently for $175. None of these really are gonna make that. All of these raw are about $50 each. So I'd say maybe $200 for the lot, chum.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it.
You got it, chum.
Thank you.
Anytime.
Thank you.
Hey, it was nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Well, that's not the tune you were looking to hear.
Not at all.
What do you think?
I've seen each individual selling for $200. So honestly, I thought as a collection, they'd be worth a lot more.
I hate to purple rain on your parade, but unfortunately, they're not impossible to find. But logistically, if I wanted to go out and build this collection, I could do it for $200. For me to buy it, I'm gonna have to offer you less than that. I have a feeling you've got a little too much emotional value placed on these.
Way more.
So honestly, I don't even want to make you an offer and insult you because they're really cool. So I'm just gonna have to pass on them.
Okay, thanks.
All right, thanks for bringing them in. I enjoyed looking at them.
I don't think that the valuation of $200 is accurate or fair. And honestly, I thought the expert was delirious.
Whoa, can I help you?
I'd like to sell my Simpsons world.
This looks like a pretty big Simpsons world. Homer kind of reminds me of my boss, Rick. He's a fat guy that eats a lot of donuts. Dough.
I'm here at the pawn shop today to sell my World of Springfield Simpsons collection. There are 133 individual pieces, but there's also, I think, 20 or 30 different environments that interact with the characters themselves. The collection the whole time has been stored in containers up in my garage, so it was time to get rid of them. I'm hoping to get $2,000 for the entire collection.
You got a lot of cool stuff here. It's the biggest American family sitcom ever. Homer was kind of the star of it, just this kind of dim-witted, dumb dad who made bad choices, but he was a loving husband, and he took care of his family the best way he knew how. They first appeared in 1987 on the Tracy Show, and before it actually became a television show, Fox picked it up and did a Christmas special. The numbers were good, so they did an actual series out of it, and here we are 30 years later. Right. These guys won tons and tons of awards. Where did you get all this stuff?
I started collecting them about 20 years ago.
So how many pieces in total in the collection?
133 pieces.
Okay. I see you got some cool stuff here. You got the family in their car. And, you know, this is always the opening scene. What do we got here?
Stephen Hawking.
Oh, Stephen Hawking,
yeah.
Wow. I've never seen a Simpsons collection this detailed with this much stuff. What are you looking to do with all this stuff?
I'm looking to sell it.
What kind of price are you looking for? Because this is going to take a lot of time for me to move and sell. A lot of labor, a lot of power, a lot of shipping.
So I'm looking for $2,000, which I think is super fair. A lot of these environments themselves easily sell between $100 and $200.
Well, I can't just take your word for it.
Okay.
I have a toy guy right across the street.
Cool.
So if you have a few minutes to hang around, I can get him over here.
Absolutely.
And we can come to a price where I think I can still make money. Maybe we'll have a deal.
Cool.
He should be here in a few minutes.
Cool. Thank you. I think anybody who works or runs a toy shop is going to come in here and geek out just like I did. So I think they're going to side with me on this.
Wow. Can you see me? Oh, there you are.
Apparently you have the entire world of Simpsons there.
Yes, it's a Simpsons world and you're living in it.
Wow, that's impressive, man.
I just want to get an idea of what you think everything's worth.
You know, it really depends on what exactly you have here. The Simpsons just got a huge fan base. There's tons of collectors for Simpsons stuff. Playmates Toys acquired the licensing of The Simpsons. There's hundreds upon hundreds of figures, there's play sets, and The Simpsons were always known for being a little edgy. And being edgy, they would do things like, you know, Duffman. Here was this cartoon that, you know, sensationalized beer and drinking in the bar, and, you know, they did the Stephen Hawking. Like, a lot of people were offended that they produced a toy, and so Playmates took a lot of heat for actually producing that toy.
So what do you think this collection is worth retail value? I want to know that before I start to consider what I could pay for it.
Well, you know, looking it all over, you know, you have play sets like the mainstream play set. This used to be like a $250 play set, right? Now, you're looking at it about a $65 play set. Sometimes when stuff is bought as a collectible, these toys don't gain value, and in some case, they might lose a little bit of value.
Sure.
And so for this type of a collection, I would expect your return on this to be around $2,200.
Dope! I appreciate you,
All right,
Steve.
man.
Thank you.
All right. Good luck.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Well, it's definitely gonna hurt your asking price.
Sure.
If I'm gonna buy this collection, I'm really looking to be about $700.
Yeah. Hey, that's madness. If you could push this up to 1,000, I could walk out of here with my head high.
This is gonna take a lot of time for me to move and sell. A lot of labor, a lot of power, a lot of shipping.
But you're gonna have so much fun doing this. Walk down memory lane.
I'd have much more fun taking a longer lunch. Would you do $950?
If you do 1,000, this would be awesome.
I mean, for $50, I think I could probably still make a little money on it.
Cool.
We gotta
Thanks,
do it.
man. I appreciate it.
Meet me over there and we'll write it up.
Awesome. Thank you very much. So $1,000 is definitely below what I was expecting, so I'm a little disappointed. But in the big picture, I'm actually quite satisfied because I'm gonna be using this money to buy an engagement ring for my girlfriend.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, what do you have?
I have a Snoopy book from 1958
The new Peanuts book featuring Snoopy by Charles Schultz.
and a hand-drawn picture by Charles Schultz.
Oh, that's pretty cool. If you're going to learn to swim, Lucy, why don't you begin with the dog paddle? Then the next caption, you got Snoopy doing the dog paddle on the back, just coasting along. I guess they're mad Snoopy can just swim like that.
I'd like to try and sell my Snoopy comic book. My favorite character is Snoopy. I used to have a Snoopy doll when I was little. My mom would buy me all the outfits to dress him in. I'm hoping today to get about $5,000 for it. The least I'll take probably $1,000.
So where did you get this?
My uncle actually sent it to me when I was about 8, and we've had it packed away, and I came across it.
All right. Peanuts is really cool. It was a comic strip.
That started in the 1950s?
Yeah, with Charlie Brown and friends, and I know that it evolved into a couple holiday specials. Yeah, Snoopy is an iconic character, and Peanuts was probably the most famous comic strip of all time. I've never seen this particular book, but this looks more like the comic strip.
Right.
Not a lot of people know Snoopy wasn't even in the first Peanuts comic strip. And when they did finally introduce him, he didn't speak for 2 years. Oh, Lucy, that's cute. Did you draw that?
I didn't draw that, no. I'm hoping that it was Schultz that drew it.
Yeah, that would make this book pretty special if it was, huh?
Right.
I know there's a lot of Schultz stuff out there, and this is iconic, so a lot of this stuff has been faked over time, I'm sure. Do you know how much you want?
5,000?
5,000, that's a lot. I'll give you 5 for it right now if you want to sell it, but not 1,000.
No, 5,000.
All right, well, if you don't mind, I got a friend, Rebecca. She's the manager at Bowman Rare Books, and she sees lots of Schultz and lots of Peanut stuff. So she could tell us all about this book.
All right.
All right.
I hope the book is real. Once he mentioned that the signatures are faked a lot, it made me pretty nervous. I've never had the book checked out before, but I'm pretty confident that it's his signature.
Hi, Chum.
Hey, Rebecca. I got a book for you. So it's Peanuts, but when I think of Peanuts, I think of a little comic strip in the Sunday paper.
Right. So let's take a look, shall we? You've got the 4 panels for each of them. That's the way that Schultz did the comics for 50 years.
All right.
Comic strips are pretty popular in the 50s when this started. That being said, Peanuts changed everything. It became the hit. Schultz made millions from Peanuts. You know, it's actually in pretty beautiful shape. The paper wrappers, essentially what we call a paperback, they're really, really fragile, and this one looks really nice. Another thing is this red color tends to fade a lot, and this red is actually really bright and beautiful, so it's quite nice.
Thank you.
You took care of it.
Yeah.
And then we've got this drawing here. We need to figure out if it's by Schultz. I assume that's what you wanted to know, right?
Since she got this when she was 8 from an uncle, I'm wondering, did her uncle just draw this picture and sign it, or did Schultz actually draw this picture?
That's a good question, because probably about half, or maybe even a little more than half, are fake.
Ooh.
So you have to be super, super careful when it comes to Schultz.
Well, that's what I called you for, so.
The thing about Schultz, though, is you can tell his drawings from others because he was doing this every day for 50 years. Forgers, they're really trying to be really careful, get it exact. With this, you can see there's some blotting with the pen, and the ink was having a little bit of a hard time coming out there. It's really hard for forgers to recreate. So for that reason, both the drawing and the signature are real.
Awesome.
Is it worth $5,000 though?
That is the question. If it were drawn with Snoopy, it could maybe get up that high. With Lucy, though, it's actually worth less. I would say you're looking at $3,200 to $3,500.
Awesome. Wow.
All right, well, thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much.
The type of person who would buy this book is the type of person who would read the comic strip, which is pretty much anyone who grew up between 1950 and 2000. If Chum did buy this book, I don't think he'd have a problem in the world selling it. It would go like that.
All right, so how much do you want to sell it for?
What about 3,000?
That's a lot higher than I want to go. I'd be willing to take a chance right around 1,200.
What about 25?
I'm really looking more down the 1,200 area. You know, maybe stretch it out to 14.
Okay, what about 2? I mean, she said it herself, he's really popular.
14 is going to be it's just where I'm comfortable at. So if you want to take 14, I can do it for you.
All right, we'll take 14.
All right, it's a deal.
All right, thank you.
All right, I'll meet you right over here.
All right. I'm a little disappointed that I didn't get as much for it as she said it was worth, but I'm just happy that it all worked out, that it was real.
What do we have here? It's Bugs Bunny, obviously.
It's celebrating Bugs Bunny's 50th birthday. It was signed by Friz Freleng, the animator, and Mel Blanc, the voice.
Yeah, I don't really know too much about Bugs Bunny.
Man, what do you mean? He did that movie with Michael Jordan.
And he did Roger Rabbit.
No, that was a different rabbit.
You never cease to amaze me.
Today I'm here at the pawn shop to sell my signed Bugs Bunny photo. I picked this up from a collector. I don't have any place to really put it up. I know there's not too many that are double signed like that.
He's one of the iconic cartoon characters in history. He was always my favorite. I mean, I always kind of looked at Mickey Mouse like he was a wimp, and you couldn't really get Bugs down. You had 2 different guys always trying to shoot him, people dropping stuff on him. I mean, he was like the first sarcastic cartoon comedian.
He did have a little bit of an attitude.
Bugs Bunny's been around since the 1940s, and he's been in over 160 cartoons. Not a bad career. You got it from a collector. Do you mind me asking what you paid for it?
It was in the $250 area.
I mean, it's framed really nicely. I mean, there's no nicks or cuts. It's in really good condition. If you don't mind, I mean, I'd like to have somebody come down and take a look at the signatures, and I can kind of go for a price from there.
That's fine.
I'm really hoping these signatures are legit. I mean, this piece would look great in the shop. Drew, what's going on, man?
Hey, gentlemen, how are you? Bugs Bunny you talked about, right?
Yeah.
Well, whenever they have a situation where there's autographs, the guys give me a call because that's something I have expertise on. Bugs Bunny came out in 1940, officially. Now, Mel Blanc, he's known as the man of 1,000 voices because he did almost all the voices for animation. Friz Freleng, he was one of the top animators for Warner Brothers and producer also. Well, these 2 gentlemen have very interesting signatures. We got to take a closer look.
Okay.
All right. Well, when you're examining signatures, you really have to look at all the different details, capitals and lowercase letters. We'll start with Mel Blanc. This was done with a black felt tip pen. It's a very distinguished way he makes his capital M coming below the baseline. Then he flies into like an epsilon E type of design. Very interesting. Well, let's take a look at Frizz Frinning, see what we have. He tends to write it in mostly capital letters. Well, one major thing that we're always going to be looking for is he drops the L way below the baseline. Okay. Well, you know what? You take all the evidence together. All the evidence is what I need to see, so this thing's authentic, absolutely.
Good, sweet.
All right. You got two gentlemen who didn't sign their autographs together a lot, and it's a nice combination all in one particular piece. Value-wise, with both these signatures on one piece, that raises a little bit. It's not original art, though it is, nicely done and professionally framed. Both together, probably retail around $500.
Sweet, good.
Well, my man, I appreciate it as
All right.
always. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
I'm glad I talked to an expert because I was really thinking the price would be a lot higher. All right, so you heard my man. You said 500 retail, and you paid around $250 for it.
Right.
And I'm willing to let you out of your investment with no gain here. It's about what I'm willing to pay. It's going to be $250. I'm thinking I might be able to get $350.
If you can come up to 300, I think we could have a deal.
Buddy, I'll go $275, but I really can't go any higher than that.
If I can't make a fairly decent markup on it now, that maybe I'll just put it back in my collection and keep it.
You know what, man? I'd rather make $50 than no dollars. So, deal.
Okay.
Chum, you want to go write him up?
Yep. Meet you over there.
All right.
What do we have here?
Some cartoon art. Dick Tracy and Little Abner.
Yeah, Little Abner. He was a guy in Dogpatch, Kentucky, with a bunch of hillbilly relatives that all wanted to marry him.
I decided to come into the pawn shop today to sell some cartoon art. I used to work in the art department of the New York Daily News in the 1960s, so I acquired these two pieces. The reason I'm selling them is because I'm moving to Italy and carpe diem.
So is this the art that actually went in the newspaper?
Yes, this is original art. It's signed by the artist. This is Al Cap for Little Abner and Chester Gold for Dick Tracy.
I read Little Abner back when I was a kid.
It's got Daisy May hitting on Little Abner. That's what they did.
Right, that's what they did.
And she was hot, too. Since the mid-30s, Al Cap produced Little Abner for over 40 years. It was read daily by millions. It was so popular, several films were made. There was even a Broadway play. Okay, and Dick Tracy.
Rick, you know about Dick Tracy?
A little bit. Comic strips started in like the 30s.
Yep.
And he had the radio watch, which when I was a kid was really cool.
It was always a little bit ahead of time.
Right, but his main message to the public was, crime doesn't pay.
For close to 80 years now, Dick Tracy has been running after criminals. And it's one of the longest running comic strips of all time. How old is this one? 72, okay, 1972. And that one's 1970. It has yellowed a little bit.
Rick, you gotta understand, when this stuff was drawn, the artists didn't use the most high quality paper. Back in the day, once the strips was printed, they threw them out. Now people know better and they hang on to them. So the older strips can be rare.
So what do you want to do? You want to pawn them or sell them?
Sell them.
And how much did you want for them?
$3,000 for Little Abner and $1,000 for Dick Tracy.
No.
Oh, no. Crime doesn't pay, and neither do I.
I would pay you half that.
Well, they were original signed.
Yeah, and you're in probably the worst art market in 20 years.
Well, I'll make you a deal then. 25 for this one and 5 for this one.
I'll do 15 for this one and 5 for this one. There's no point in even negotiating anymore. I mean, that's my top dollar.
It's top of the line.
It breaks my heart, but deal.
All right, let's go do some paperwork.
It broke my heart to accept 2 rather than 4. I would have liked to take them to Europe, but I'm going to put it in a safe place.
There you go.
And use it to pay about 4 months of my mortgage in Italy when I retire there.
What you got there, young lady?
I actually ran across something you might be interested in, just because I've never seen it before.
Yeah, it's Chumley's first cousin.
Heck yeah, that's Alvin. Alvin, Simon, Theodore. Do.
Yep, your first cousin, Chumley.
I am coming down to the pawn shop today to try to sell my 1960s Alvin and the Chipmunks Marionette. I'm hoping to get between 100 and 125 for it. I just love that Alvin is the troublemaker of all the chipmunks, and that's me.
So where'd you get it?
My mom had a box of old stuff, and she passed it all down to me to see what I wanted to do with it.
Yeah, Alvin's been around since the 60s, and it's still a very popular kids' cartoon.
I used to watch it in the early 90s every day before elementary school.
It's broke.
I know one of the strings I think is too short to be reattached. It would have to be fixed.
The old man's trying to fix it. You want to play with it, don't you?
Oh, shut up, Chumley.
I know how much you like these toys from the 60s, boss.
Alvin Chipmunks was created back in the late 50s. These little buggers even have a couple of Grammys. Pretty good for some helium-sucking rodents. This is before computer games. Kids felt these things was great. It's in good shape, it's complete. Some of the strings are broke, but that's repairable.
Have you guys seen any of these, or?
This one here, I don't think we've had one of these before. What are you wanting to do? You want to sell it?
Yep, just wanting to sell it.
What are you trying to get out of it, young lady?
I was just hoping to get somewhere in the $100, $120 range.
No. Japanese tin toys from the 50s, the trains from the 60s, that's the ones that bring the big money. This right here, I'd be a buyer at about $40.
God, man, you're breaking my heart.
That's my job.
Could you do like 75?
I'll push it to 50, but I ain't going no higher than that.
About 50? It's the best you can do?
That's it.
All right, you know what? That's a deal. Sounds good to me.
Chumley, you want to go write her up? This Marionette is a cool piece. I just hope I can keep it the hell away from Chumley, because he'll break it.
Let's go take a nap and then get a cheeseburger, Chumley. Yeah!